And I'm live. Oh, fucking joy. Oh, dear fucking joy. You bet, oh, joy it is. Yeah, I mean, oh boy. Yeah. Not something we were looking forward to ever talking about. But here we are. Yeah, the film is absolutely disgusting. Oh, yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna do it. 5 fucking years ago. God, it almost feels like 2020 went by so quickly. What up?
Hello.
We're, we're gonna be talking about that disaster from Netflix from 5 years ago.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been 5 years already.
And to think that there are actual people who still defend it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Fixed is the one that gets all the backlash.
Yeah. Like Fix didn't even deserve half of the backlash it got. Like people accuse that movie for being quote unquote zoophilia.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this movie literal pedophilia. And oh boy, we have a list of people who defended it.
Yep.
So far, here's the list. We have people who defended it. We have Mr. Girl, Tessa Thompson, Black Critic Guy, Sneeko, Movie Bob, Snowpire, Khadija Maboe, Trolls Band Together Fan 2001, oh, and to some extent Animat.
One of the most common defenses that this movie received is that it's against what it's putting on screen because of the fact that in the movie the audience is repulsed, but you can't say that something is a problem while doing that problem in the first place. That's like saying that setting fires is bad by setting something on fire.
Or or by saying shooting is bad by literally murdering people. And oh boy, we have a handful of people who defended it.
Yep, the most infamous one being Mr. Girl.
Yep, and as well, and of course, idiots like Black Critic Guy, and of course, the man who we always hate on, Alex.
Yeah.
I figured we could start by talking about a bit of history on what before this movie got released to Netflix.
Apparently, the director of this movie, however you pronounce it, she based this movie off of her own childhood. Which in of itself is not a problem, but the way that she went about it was the worst way imaginable.
Yep, and because this movie was filmed back in 2019, this movie was able to be released in 2020 at the Sundance Film Festival.
Yep.
And here's what the reception.
And apparently, the movie won a freaking award.
An award, really now? Like, I'm not kidding. This piece of shit literally won, and I am not even kidding. Let me look it up about that stupid fucking award that it received. If I recall correctly, this movie won an award. It's called World Cinema Dramatic.
Oh, yes, this movie is dramatic, all right, but in a way that makes us feel repulsed.
And of course, this movie was met with praise.
Meanwhile,
yes, people actually praised this movie.
Yep. Yep. There are a lot of movies on Rotten Tomatoes that have got in rotten scores, but this is the one that it ended up getting the fresh one. Like, I remember the MLP movie got a low rating on Rotten Tomatoes, but this movie got a pass.
Time to look up that stupid Rotten Tomatoes score, because holy crap, you're gonna be dumbfounded on what it got on that awful excuse of a site. Share screen. Let's see that Rotten Tomatoes score. %88.
Good God.
Look at this. Like, look at this shit. And look at what the critics literally said. And I quote, "A thoughtful look in the intricacies of girlhood in the modern age. Cuties is a coming-of-age film that confronts its themes with poignancy and nuance."
Are you serious, Rotten Tomatoes critics?
Welcome to the stream, Razor X.
Hello.
Right now, we're ripping into Rotten Tomatoes, the people who gave it praise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at this. Look at this.
A thoughtful look at the intricacies of girlhood in the modern age. Cuties is a coming-of-age film that confronts its themes with poignancy and nuance.
Yeah, not buying that. An 88, seriously? Like, I'm not one to judge. Like, I'm not one to use the audience or critics score, but seriously, this has an 88. This is like, and some people consider this the best movie of 2020. Yes, I get what there was a pandemic going on, but this movie really. This
Like,
also
in,
just goes to show an issue that I have with the entertainment industry in general, with how it's glamorized and enabled grooming.
out of all films that came out that year, like Soul and Onward, they called this the best movie of 2020.
I'd rather watch Sonic the Hedgehog over this.
Yes. The fact that this has a higher score than Sonic.
Yeah, you think? That's why I refuse to listen to the critics, and I mostly now just go off the audience's opinion.
Heck, I don't even trust the audience score at times. Like, there can be examples when the audience score is unreliable, like Morbius, because of those stupid memes. But I just go to Letterboxd to look at the reviews.
I mean, at least Morbius is a so bad it's good.
Yeah, that was the only thing saving it from a rating lower than 1 star. Like, it was like we knew it was doomed to fail, and we could at least laugh at, like, how bad it was.
Like, seriously though, good movies get bad scores, yet this was okay.
In fact, there was actually a movie, my favorite movie of all time. Here's Princess 2006. Now, this film, it's a Danish anime movie. It has a 54 on Rotten Tomatoes. 54. Granted, it's based on 13 reviews, but how is that? Like, this film tackles its subject matters better. How is that lower than whatever the heck that French film was?
I mean, here's what they should have done when it came to this particular movie. They should have made the girls adults and had them be in college instead.
Yes, that could have worked well too.
Yeah, anything is better than live children.
Mm-hmm. And people tried to. I've heard all kinds of nonsense justifying it, like saying, "Oh, but it's meant to prove a coin cost." It's using actual children, like when you see a person, like, it's actually exploiting minors.
I mean, you don't say that you're against the problem by doing it. Like, again, that's like saying that you're against setting things on fire by setting things on fire.
Yeah.
Like, seriously though, I can name like movies that got under this Rotten Tomato score, and yet somehow this is okay. No. I could like, seriously though, Independence Day has a lower score than this movie.
The first one, of course.
Yeah, the good one.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Let's look through more movies.
I'd rather watch that than this.
Ditto.
I'm willing, yeah, because Rotten Tomatoes is a paid website. And mind you, the age of consent in France is 15.
The girls in this movie are not even the age of consent at all.
This has a lower score than the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie.
Oh, let's read a couple of these idiots' reviews, because I'm pretty sure they have some very insightful commentary. Let's read. Oh, a B. What does this one say?
Sometimes uncomfortable
Sometimes.
and other times too radical. Cuties is an eye-opener with an inspired ending, despite the troublesome... the rest of that is pretty blurry. Oh. Scenes we witnessed seconds earlier.
So you're aware of the problem, but you don't fucking care.
You don't actually condemn it for what it is.
There's this other one that is below the one that has the rotten one. Manobia Ducure's seating unique, searing critique of premature sexualization is the opposite of what it's been accused of.
Yeah, bullshit.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. I'll read this one. A frank look at the limited options facing young girls when it comes to fame, friendship, and being allowed to be kids. Except the kids in this movie are not allowed to be kids.
Exactly. Like they have them doing inappropriate things.
All right, next moron. Ducare has captured something raw, presenting a reality which ought not to be ignored.
This next one I want to read. Cuties is a powerful statement about letting kids be kids. They're not allowed to be kids in this movie. They made them objects in this movie.
How dumb are you to actually look at the content in the movie? All right. Ducare made this from a very personal place. The cutest parts explore the push and pull of her Muslim upbringing.
Please. Personal? Please. Weapons was personal. The Boy and the Heron was personal.
We need more feminist stories like Cuties that illuminate the constraints girls and women face and help us chart a path to full gender equality. No, we don't need more movies like this because objectifying those kinds of people is wrong to do.
Mm-hmm. And like even as we pointed out earlier, that but they're even underage by France age of consent law standards. But also, regardless, if you use they're still underage, by that standards. And
look at this shit! Look at this!
But the age of consent is this age in this country. If they're old enough to be in high school, they should not be sexualized.
They're under the top critic score. People rely on them.
Top critics? Top critics my butt.
Oh dear God. The mental stupidity with these people can't be understated.
One of the best films about a girl searching for her place in the world while the ground crumbles underneath her.
More. Cuties is serious and raises useful questions. If it makes you uncomfortable, it's a still. It makes us uncomfortable, all right? And it makes us raise questions, all right? But not in the reasons you might think. It did that, all right. But it's not in the way. But it's not in a good way. I'll say that much.
It's not like, let's say, Princess 2006, which made you feel uncomfortable for the right reasons. Most notably, like this one scene, it was just intense. So it didn't get me to cry. It makes you feel broken inside.
All right. Oh, now this one. Let's read this one. It's an excellent film, I should say, because it depicts the pain of childhood. I'm just going to say, I could understand the objections to was how these girls were shot because they are real girls.
I can confirm that this movie does depicts the pain of childhood. What certain criminals get away with. I'll say that much.
Right.
Cuties is not a great film, but it is a sensitive and thought-provoking portrait. Yeah, for people like EDP 445. All right. Mean Girls without the Tina Fey silliness, or City of God without the violence. There's a lot to think about in this daring, somewhat edgy slice of social commentary.
Last time I checked, neither of those movies had underage girls doing these inappropriate dances.
Don't you dare compare it to Mean Girls. That's a way better movie. The original Mean Girls.
It is a movie that needs to be understood and watched, no matter how uncomfortable it makes you feel.
No, we understood the movie. It was just hot garbage.
I refused to see it because I did not want the FBI coming for me. But I saw one part, and immediately after I finished watching it, I cleansed my history of it because it made me feel uncomfortable, not the good kind. Like, it made me feel like, it made me feel sick and feels dirty watching it.
This movie is on my never watch list at all, alongside Where the Dead Go to Die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same here. I refuse to even watch this garbage because I already sat through enough terrible movies in 2020. Like, for God's sakes, it was the same year as the Rodfellows movie.
Yeah.
Goodness.
In fact, I'd even take that over this because you could make the excuse that it was it was on the internet. Meanwhile, this was able to be approved and put into theaters and on Netflix.
Yes. Plus, at least the best thing to come out of that film is that it at least exposed the three degenerates behind the movie.
Right.
All right. I got the message behind it. This is a movie about coping, bearing the feeling of loneliness, and what it pushes us to seek out. But the dubbing was pretty bad, and some of the voices not singing up well.
So your only concern is that the movie is not dubbed well. Really says where your priorities are, man.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, these are more brain dead than Alex himself.
And that's saying a lot.
Watch it for yourself before you judge. Cuties is not an easy watch at all, but no one could mistake it for the film the protesters are trying to tell you it is. Here's a question for you. Do you need to you don't need to look at a pile of garbage without you don't need to take a sniff out of a dumpster to tell that it's disgusting.
In both horrific scenes and adorable ones, what remains consistent is Ducare's honesty.
Adorable? In what way was this film adorable?
Here's cats are adorable. This is disgusting.
All right. The film's portrayal of adolescent girls is spot on. The young performers perfectly captured the nastiness as well as the fickle changeability of the girls, who identify depends on fleeting moments of approval and praise. Yeah, apparently it was released in theaters.
What?
Yep. I think it was in France, but it may have got a limited release. Who would go pay to see this movie?
Not me, I'll say that for sure.
Fuck
No
no.
way. I would not be watching it.
I would rather sit through every episode. I would even sit through Powerpuff Girls 2016 over this.
Dang.
Yeah, outside of Painbow, no, a lot of other episodes of that show are nowhere near as bad as Painbow, but I'd rather sit through Powerpuff Girls 2016 than this.
All right. Gradually loses strength and focuses as it moves forward. All right. All right. All right. Poignant drama is candid about tween sexuality language. Good Boys was better than this.
Mm-hmm.
Director Maimona Ducaray has made a clear-eyed and nuanced film about the raging desire of a child to fit in, and the poor decisions they can make that blow up in their faces. A fascinating story in which two superb performances stand out. I'm sure the child actors were scarred.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, screw their parents for even allowing this to happen.
Wait, what the fuck? Do I think Cuties was made for pedophiles? No. I think it was made for parents and society, but in an erroneous way, they missed the mark.
What the fuck?
You trashed the film, but even then you missed the point.
Any rant on that garbage movie is good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. While at times a very difficult viewing, there is no doubting the sincerity and integrity behind Cuties.
No. There is no integrity behind this movie. This movie is clearly exploitation.
Mm-hmm.
Cuties is complicated and at times disturbing, but not for the reasons cited by its critics. It's an effective argument against exploitation, not exploitative in itself. I swear these people have no actual grasp on reality.
Yeah, I'm convinced that all of them are high.
Oh my god. Doped up on Instagram likes. Amy and her cuties yield to the pressure to conform to pump out culture's sexualized narratives and the accelerated maturation in their manipulative response to it. All right. Adolescent struggles on a film are a well-trodden path, but Cuties feels fresh and modern. The modernity often manifests in uncomfortable ways, but the authenticity of this portrait is evident. Right. A hungry, ambitious, and often devastating portrait of a youth that has been wrestling with this confusion, the severe whiplash between legacy and desire forever. A bold, heartbreaking, and fascinating mix of drama and comedy in the same ilk of 13 and Our Song. I don't know what to tell you about these people. Come on, give us some stupid takes. While it's rough around the edges and perhaps does cross even the French avant-garde lines, it remains a very raw and unsettling look at what young girls believe to be the path to success and popularity.
Oh, this movie is way more than avant-garde. It straight up breaks French laws.
Mm-hmm.
So you're aware of the problem, but you don't care? Get out of here. Get out of here, dude.
Mm-hmm.
This is a thought-provoking cautionary tale. Little girls need to stay little girls for as long as possible. No one is arguing otherwise. Oh boy, this guy really needs to take an L. This is In Defense of Cuties. It's a cultural eye-opener. Do not bully Netflix. You are not forced to watch it.
I mean, if it was something like, I don't know, Thundercats Roar, which got the animators were attacked before the show even released, I would understand. But there's a good reason to attack Netflix for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, even though Netflix deserved the backlash it got.
Yeah.
Like, I admittedly am having a bit of trouble trying to say these reviews with a straight face while trying to sound like Misanthropony. Because Jesus Christ, these guys are like, these guys' mental stupidity is to be understated.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The movie might not reinvent the wheel thematically, but it moves to adult syncopated rhythms. Ignore the online discourse and give it a chance.
Nope. Nope. This movie is vile.
Never. I'm not watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing can convince me otherwise. I was watching My Little Pony when it was on Netflix when this film came out.
I just watched the Jurassic World Netflix series. The fact that premiered the same day as that.
All right. All right. Cuties is rough and around the edges and slightly undercuts itself in incongruous tournament, but it respects the silliness and sadness of Amy's coming-of-age journey. What is so silly about this movie?
I mean, the movie is uncomfortable, but but silly is not the word that I use to describe it.
They must have a messed up sense of humor then.
A fairly classic film, but the filmmaker's glaze is not merely contemplative. No, this movie deserves to fall into obscurity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And thank God it's no longer on Netflix anymore.
Uh-huh.
Why are these reviews in Spanish? They keep saying full review in Spanish.
I don't even know.
Probably because they want to hide their true nature. Because if they say it in English, they'll likely get bullied to death.
Mm-hmm.
Director posits forward a film that proposes a highly nuanced debate that was tainted by a glaring error on Netflix's part. No. Like, they accurately depicted the movie. Duties is a thematically bold yet nuanced study of displacement and duty that deserves to be seen as an auspicious and astute debut, not the source of a scandal.
The movie is exploitation and nothing else.
Yep. Pure
Stop trying to
exploitation.
defend.
Pure and simple.
Yeah, stop trying to defend this.
And
Again,
we'll
we're
get
dealing
to
with a
more
tough
boneheaded takes, not just on Rotten Tomatoes.
Trust me, we're not even done with some of these morons. It all hangs together, and the good faith with which is presented to the audience is clear enough. All right, next one up. If you don't like what you see of these errant kids left to their own wiles and devices, your gut is accurate and working. Oh boy, this one. The audience may have some growing up to do.
It's not childish to bash on this movie for what it did.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like you, Ed Whitfield, are the one who needs to grow up.
Yeah.
Not us. Gray's attentive, empathetic, and daring coming of age film reminds us of the urgent need for empathy and critical thinking in a social media era. Mate, watch every review of this movie that bashed it.
Mm-hmm. Except the grifters, because the grifters, they don't actually care, and a lot of them are creeps themselves.
It's tasteful, and it's a poignant point about the line between fun, empowering dancing, and going too far too young. Excuse me.
If you by tasteful you mean absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, that scene. I watched that scene with the phone, where she took a picture of her nether regions, and I felt dirty watching it. Like, and after I finished watching it, I immediately cleaned out my history.
Yeah, and also fun. What's the fun in this movie?
I mean, the only fun that it provides is something special in it for someone like EDP 445
or Mr. Girl or Alex.
Right.
All right. Cuties dramatizes what people of color and immigrants endure as a result of isolation and generalization, whichever that word is supposed to sound like, of not being represented cultural and politically, and of not being represented in French national mythology. This has nothing to do with race.
Like, I would hate this film if it was done by a white straight man. No different if it was done by a black woman.
I mean, if this movie was made by a white man, he'd be thrown in jail on release day.
Yep.
Actually, no,
like,
he probably wouldn't receive backlash. I mean,
yeah,
because white privilege.
It is in the group's dynamic as well as Amy and Angelica's relationship that the emotional nucleus rests in. All right. Ducre, who moves the camera without judging intelligently and avoids demonization and easy solutions to arrive at understanding. This is intelligently. Yeah. Smart people would absolutely film this movie, wouldn't they?
I'm gonna be as honest as I possibly can. In 2020, both March and September were the worst months of that year.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that September is always the worst month in a specific year?
Mm-hmm. Because it's the time when I have to get my shots.
And
Yeah.
and as well as a certain tragedy that happened in 2001 and this movie
Right.
being released.
Also,
And
avoid. Also, look at this one. Avoids demonization. Yeah, good luck for how long? Long did it take for this movie to be demonized?
As soon as the trailer came out.
All right. Cuties is the kind of movie that is actually very impressive piece of filmmaking and storytelling, but its subject matter and depictions make it impossible to recommend. Well, at least you were honest about one thing, because no one should recommend this movie to anyone. At least you got the second half right. At least the second half of that comment was right.
One of these defenses.
Yeah. A disturbing and complex critique of the very thing it's accused of, celebrating and anchored by a strong central performance and a deep sense of empathy for the victims. Empathy for the victims.
bullshit.
No, it's exploitation.
How dumb are you to actually see the problem? W take right there. The someone person who called it an irresponsible movie is absolutely right.
Yes. Although it points off for giving it a C-. This movie deserves an F.
Same here. All right. With Cuties, Ducaray announces herself as a director with a keen visual style who's unafraid to explore these cultural and social tensions.
Bullshit. Bold how? I mean, she's bold for film admitting coming out as a creep.
Oh, yeah. If this is what's depicted as okay in France, makes me glad I never want to go there.
Laura Croft was right. France is the worst place in the world.
Cuties is a nuanced and gripping, a powerful and meretricious, whatever that word means, drama that doesn't deserve the type of ignorant condemnation it's endured.
No, it absolutely does deserve the backlash that it's gotten.
Despite my issues with Cuties, Maimouna Ducaray is a fantastic filmmaker, and this is a pretty amazing debut.
No. This movie, movie only confirms the that to stay away from her movies at all costs.
Yep.
Yeah,
She's tarnished her film resume more than Alexandria Philippe. Alexandria Philippe, for those who don't know, directed The People versus George Lucas. As much as he tarnished his resume, he didn't film minors committing exploit minors, though he did have some creeps in his documentary.
Yeah, and she directed another movie called Hawa, which I refuse to watch. Any movie that's directed by this director, I refuse to watch it.
Same.
Proving that there is such a thing as bad press, Cuties might never recover from its disastrous marketing, despite it being a touching and personal coming-of-age drama.
No. This movie deserves all the backlash that it's received.
The sad part is that the one video made by Misanthrope Pony is what got me into his channel. Kind of sad, don't you think?
Yep.
A sharp and sometimes uncomfortable coming of age introspection about finding identity and understanding the unfairness of the world. Whatever that's supposed to be, darts through the picture with a vigor, unpredictability, and emotional openness that reminded me of nothing so much as one of those Dardenne brothers caution defying young girl protagonist.
This person is a top critic.
When you have no real power, take what you can. All right. It's refreshingly frank about class, religion, and burgeoning sexuality in ways mainstream American movies would never dare. And who could blame them, given all that's happened to this one? Oh, another top critic. Memoir Ducre has a remarkable grasp of irrationality and volatility of middle school social dynamics. Cuties deserves to be seen, but it's also a delicate work that strikes a very careful balance in its portrait of the world. No, it doesn't deserve to be seen. The only way people would ever watch this movie, unironically, is if they try to show this movie in a film class on how not to make a movie.
But even
Or-
then, that would be
or
too
even
much,
worse.
because you would have to
Or-
know what not to do right away, because don't do exactly what you're condemning.
Or even worse, the only other people who would watch this unironically is if they want to pleasure themselves to it.
Yeah. Like I could imagine this movie being shown in film classes just to show how to not make a movie. How not to make a movie. Like if you were able to make your own film class, I'm pretty sure this movie would be at the start on teaching them on how not to make movies.
Mm-hmm.
Cuties takes doctrine to heart, criticizing the multiple layers of social exploitation and coercion that impose surveillance on girls rather than meet them with the compassion and openness that could actually extinguish such exploitation.
So you admit that this movie is exploitation, but you don't care.
Earnest performances from the ensemble cast and Ducare's deliberately voyeuristic direction shows the perils and plights of coming of age in the digital era. At least the film doesn't pretend that any of the various cultures Amy is struggling to navigate will ever do right by her, although it does offer another way between extremes and where perhaps the true freedom can be found. Cuties nails down just how isolating and uncomfortable being a young girl in the world can be.
There are stuff that already did that better.
All right. Cuties is an often compelling crowd pleaser if somewhat underbaked, which looks at how girls end up becoming over sexualized at a young age. All right. Ducray's film will surely draw conversations as more people will see it. Those who even disagree with some of her depictions will find it hard to get those timely themes and ideas out of their heads, thus proving it to be a film. Yeah, it drew conversations, all right. All right. Another top critic. More than a commentary on the predatory behaviors of men and the adultification of young girls, Cuties is a reminder that young minds are fragile and eager. Predatory behaviors of men. There's so many of these we gotta go through, and we still have a handful of topics to go. But yeah, I think you may have gotten the point. Rotten Tomatoes is full of shit.
And no, I'm not going to give that Keith David quote. They don't deserve it.
Like
Exactly. Like what kind? If I could imagine real quick, were these critics high on something while writing these?
Or did they see a completely different movie?
I'm willing to bet that they were high on their ass. The fact that this movie doesn't even have a 1-star rating on Letterboxd as a whole, like it should be getting like on the same level as War of the Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And 365 days. So now that we dealt with all the Rotten Tomatoes bullshit, time to get to the next defender of this piece of crap. The man, the myth, the legend. Y'all know him. We hate him. We've shit on him as always. Drum roll, please. Trolls Band Together Fan 2001.
Oh boy. This guy is unbelievable.
Yup. Yep. Trolls Band Together Fan 2001. So let's talk about him. This review was made back in 2024.
"2024 was one of the worst years of our lives."
Let me.
Yeah, because of a certain someone.
All right, let's get to that part, and I'm gonna get the Letterboxd review of what this moron just said.
That letterbox review was just unbelievable.
Here's what this imbecile just said. In 2024, by Trolls Band Together Fan 2001, BCG was right. It's honestly kind of underrated. And come on, people, there are worse things in this world than twerking girls.
The girls in the movie were underaged.
Alex, you have to be the biggest, stupidest person to say this. And everyone on Twitter dunked him for it.
Twitter. When Twitter dunks on you, you know you messed up.
And he literally stated that BCG was right. And that there are worse things in this world than twerking girls. Alex, how fucking dare you defend this? But then again, Alex is a pedo, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's a little bit of trivia. Trolls Band Together fan at one point hated this movie. Like he put that movie in his top 10 worst movies of 2020. He put it in his number 8 spot, by the way. When he made the top 10 worst movies back of 2020, he put Cuties at number 8 on his list.
Yeah,
it should have been number 1.
The movie should have been number 1.
Alex literally thought Onward. Alex literally thought that Onward was worse than Cuties. All right, let's get to see this. Let's nab this fucker because, as we all know, we can't let go of our hate for back to giving it 3 stars. All right, and he gave it 1 star back in 2020. This was in 2020, by the way. Wow, this was astonishingly awful, but not an absolutely irredeemable dumpster fire. The only character I liked was Yasmin. She was very supportive, and I liked the laser tag. Very rate the lazy tag in a movie. It brought me back Christmas All Nighter, but everything else can. But Cuties is easily in the top 10. This was Alex's old review. Jesus Christ. Remember back when Alex wasn't a horrible person?
Oh yeah, I remember
Because
that.
I sure do.
He may have gotten a lot of his he may have gotten a lot of his criticisms from Harry Thomas, but he was bearable back then.
Like says it though, I missed that, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
I missed the Alex that who wasn't I'm willing to state that Alex, like Trolls Band Together fan 2001 and Inside Out fan 2001 are 2 entirely different people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'm convinced that an alien abducted the old Alex, and the Alex that we see now is just an alien clone.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's another one that said this on a Discord server. Why Cuties is a great film. A thoughtful look in the intricacies of girlhood in the modern age. Cuties is a coming-of-age film that confronts its themes with poignancy and nuance. And whoever says that it's a bad film, and whoever says it deserves to get hate, and whoever hates the defenders should go F themselves. Well, Badooz, considering the fact that Breadwinners is about a show about twerking ducks, I wouldn't be surprised if you think that way.
Is this someone role-playing as the Deuce?
Yeah. Would you believe me if I say that Badoosh would actually defend this movie?
Yeah, I mean, Breadwinners literally had an episode where Sway Sway was trying to drug his crush who is underage into falling in love with him.
I know this is technically lesser because it could be considered more of a role play, but still, my point still stands. That it would be though if it is role play, at least I know that I wasn't taking it that seriously with Breadwinners.
Mm-hmm.
And now for the fucker you've been waiting for. The guy who pretty much defended the movie with no shame and still has his video up. And for the record, I'm going to try to make sure I do not show a single part of the video.
Right, because unfortunately he uses clips, and even if they're censored still.
Like, let's talk about this cunt.
Right.
Filling it up and thank God there was an ad playing, otherwise we'd be in bigger trouble. All right. Let's get to you, Tony Watley II. Share screen. All right. Did all of you click a dislike on this video?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Let me see. Let me double check.
I made sure to click a dislike on that video.
This is the hardest video I had to make, but it's also one of my best. I'm very proud of the work that I put into it, and hopefully it shows.
And this was the guy when he officially lost. Yep, I disliked it. And let's see. We're going to have to look at the comments for sure.
Oh, yeah. We're not going to look at the video. But all we can, because holy crap, the comments are definitely fun to read.
Mm-hmm.
Judy's has got Judy's has gotten a raw and has gotten a raw deal. And being someone who likes to stand up for films and anime that get unjust hate, I thought I'd throw my hat into the discussion and explain why Cuties is actually a great film. Let's see how this turns out.
It turned out, like, if we could see a sub count of it was before he reviewed that film, we could then decide. But the one infuriating thing was, like he said, he started the video by bashing snooty critics, only to come off as snooty himself.
While also using a hell of a he also used a hell of a boss clip.
Mm-hmm. And here, put this in perspective for a second. Black Critic Guy is the exact same guy who said that he hated High School DxD for the amount of fan service it had.
Mm-hmm. And at least from what I heard of High School DxD, they're at least consenting at the age of consent.
That and Riot is an adult. And Riot is attractive as all hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. She's the reason I plan to watch it. I have a friend that's his waifu. But anyway, also he refused to watch this. Let's look it up. Black Critic Guy. He refuses
to watch Boku no Pico.
Right. Let's see.
And he bashed Akisora too.
Okay, let's see. His Why I Won't.
He literally bashed an incest anime.
Yeah.
Yet he's okay with
he
this.
would refuse to see a certain, what was it? Okay, let's see it.
Boku no Pico.
Yeah, like there was this thing. Well, okay, he refused to watch 50 Shades, which, as messed up as that is, it's not as bad as this French film. Okay. Let's see. Okay.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh!
Ugh.
I need some therapy after literally just hearing that bullshit. Oh my god.
Yeah, like he would bash on
I can't.
this. He would then praise this.
Mind you, this guy literally hated on Kung Fu Panda 3.
Which, yes, that
No,
film had its
moron.
issues,
You
but
cannot
it was
convince
actually
me
good
that
stopping
this movie.
points of the series.
Yeah. You cannot convince me, you moron, that this movie is better than Kung Fu Panda 3. Which, mind you, originated the cheap and lazy term.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and this guy also dislikes Storks, even though Storks, in all honesty, is underrated.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to watch it sometime.
Let's see how these comments turned out. You got a heart from BCG.
And only one like. Brother, this is beyond gross. Brother, go F yourself.
All right. I hear you like them
Mr.
young.
Rickle, is that you?
Yeah, good job, Sean Parnell.
This, yeah, when the comments are better than the video.
This movie is the film equivalent of someone saying that they're pro-trans, but then they use, well, these terms.
Mm-hmm. That are censored. The video is just, wow, I guess.
Yeah, this guy's a regular defender of this movie, Mr. D Negative. Nice leap in logic, genius. If I can realize the error of my ways and perhaps poke fun at them, then you can too. No, your analogy makes as much sense as Jeff Stockel rationalizing his creepy behavior. I expect to see this prick a lot. This
video is,
this
wow,
video
I
is
can't describe how grossed out I am by that take. This guy really is a defense.
so you're grossed out by you're grossed out by a thoughtful take. Must be exhausting being that fragile. You treat discomfort like it's a war crime. Not everything that challenges you is an attack. Sometimes it's just telling the truth and refusing to hold your hand. And let's be real, you're not exactly in good company these days, are you? After that little falling out with your friend, who's going to back you up? Nobody wants to co-sign performative outrage with a track record of flaking. Next time, bring an argument. And at least a friend who still talks to you. Yeah, don't try to start a discussion, defender. You can cut your friend for immoral things, and yet you're out here slapping false accusations on a film you clearly didn't understand. You call it a low blow when someone brings up your past, but thinks it's fair game to accuse an artist of making something criminal just because it made you squirm. This film wasn't made to comfort you. It was made to expose the very sickness you pretend to care about. By someone who had the guts to hold a mirror to the world. You just didn't like what you saw. You talk about projection? Look in the mirror. I see someone who mistakes shouting for strength and outraging for insight. This guy has a lot of brain cells for saying that. This guy, who calls the local industries guy. Oh, so now you're a film critic and a detective, huh? No, we're just people with brain cells. Well, all right. You'd really think a Sundance-approved, intentionally screened film was made for the filmmaker's pleasure? What are you smoking? Cuties isn't exploitation. It's a gut punch critique of the real world that treats kids like social media props. But sure, go off and call it sus, like you cracked the case. You didn't expose the film. You just exposed your lack of reading comprehension. I swear the lack of intelligence that these guys have is astounding. I'm not gonna go any further, but that should be get the point across that this guy is loony.
Yeah. Well,
This film should be made illegal.
Oh, I dare you to review Cannibal Holocaust or Deadly Ground with Steven Seagal next. Is this a sarcastic video?
You think the film should be illegal just because it made you uncomfortable? Newsflash, life's uncomfortable. You don't fix real problems by slapping a blindfold on and crying, make it go away. The film's not the enemy. It's holding up a mirror to a screwed world. If that freaks you out, maybe the issue isn't the movie. Maybe it's how little you thought about what kids actually deal with every day. Gross fine, watch it or don't, but don't act like banning it is going to magically protect anyone. Real strength is facing the ugly truth, not whining when art makes you squirm. Empty negative, how dumb are you? You're dumber than Patrick Starr. Call the police! Oh, I know this one. I cannot believe how much I loved this movie. You love this movie? And even calls it a solid, it's the best movie I've seen in a long time. A solid 10 out of 10.
Oh boy.
10 out of 10? Really? Why is it such a big deal to so many?
Yeah.
According to these people, even though there's a legitimate reason why people still hate on it, even now. I don't care what anybody says. Sexualization should be normal and accepted.
I mean,
not for those who are underaged.
The girls in this movie were absolutely amazing. The dancing was incredible, and the story was captivating. People really need to get over it and stop complaining. I believe young girls should be inspired by dancing, even if it's considered sexualized. As long as they're happy and enjoy what they're doing, it should be normalized. It's such a shame that Netflix lost the license for this movie just because some people were triggered by it, and it's honestly ridiculous.
Netflix didn't lose the rights to this movie because of outrage. They had a 4-year license to have the movie on the service.
Mm-hmm.
No, the issue is that the actors were children. They should have put adults who looked younger than like most teen movies.
I mean, yesterday I saw The Long Walk and it had this character. Let me look him up. Like, he was supposed to be 18 or something, but he was, in actuality, was 32. Mhm.
Oh, and I made my comment to these loons, to this and Dusty Jones. Whoever raised you both, please never breed with actual people, you disgusting degenerates.
Mm-hmm.
When insults replace arguments, you're not debating, you're just yelling into the void. Try substance next time. It should not be a debate because there's nothing to argue. This movie is disgusting CP, and people who defended it should be treated with scrutiny. It's always to begin and end with that. It was like that in September 2020, and it's going to be that way now. I should not have to explain further. The old no debate routine. Code for I've got nothing but volume. Calling a movie something illegal doesn't make it so. It makes you loud and wrong at the same time. Congrats on the combo. Get help. And why did Netflix get rid of this movie if it wasn't illegal? Netflix removed the movie because it was illegal. FBI, where are you at? Good review, man. Honestly, all this hate with cuties was overblown and unfair. No, the movie was appropriately hated.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, your opinion's not valid. I agree, Cuties is not a bad movie. Because it's the most egregiously disgusting abomination to all of cinema. Congrats on the bait. And someone actually watched the movie, and even they hated it. Oh, look, it's Dia Station.
Mm-hmm.
Cuties is better than Kung Fu Panda 3. Oogway did not die for this.
For once, we're in agreement, Diaz Station.
It's probably the only thing all of us are ever going to agree with him on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I right?
Cuties. Every single copy of the master tapes of Cuties should be thrown into a wood chipper.
And burn, and the remains should be burned.
But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and go. My Chromebook is getting low on battery, so I'll see you guys later.
Mm-hmm.
All
All
right.
right. Take care.
See ya.
All right. Great. Right. Adios. Great review. So many just completely missed the point. Hey man, ignore these haters. Stand your ground. I suffer from Beano-themed OCD, and I have worked with my therapist to come up with exposures to trigger and confront my intrusive thoughts. And one of them was watching cuties. Also, there was no CP at all. Honestly, these losers bashing you in the comments lack nuance and have a black and white mindset. Bruh, it's not black and white. Oh, goodness. This video aged like fucking milk.
Oh, look, there you are again. Okay, Tony.
Yeah. Wait, you are here?
I mean like you. Like scroll down. I saw you again.
All right.
Right there.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Tony.
Okay, All right. Even taking out the fact that you're defending the most disgusting thing on planet Earth, the fact that you call this one of your best videos reeks of narcissism and self-congratulatory. I wonder how huge the dislikes are. The video was awful in 2020, and it's even worse 4 years later.
Yes. These comments, like when they're better than the video, dang.
Yeah. Guess what, douchebag? Cutie, aka your best movie of 2020, got removed from Netflix on September 8th. Cry about it, pedo enabler. Partner on the loose, go be with Drake. This did not age well at all.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad Tony did not get terminated.
Oh, yeah.
As an African American, you're not like us.
Ouch.
As an African American, you don't speak for the culture. Nice try.
Mm-hmm.
Never apologize for this.
Oh, there it is. And now this movie is leaving Netflix. There I am. Mm-hmm.
Now the movie is leaving from Netflix. In your face, Tony. By the way, a friend of mine used to be a fan of yours, not anymore, and with good reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like your best movie of 2020 is finally being removed from Netflix. Cry about it, Tony Watley II. Yep. Ah, good to know you support a movie that normalizes child predation. Obvious sarcasm. You should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah. Like, Helophobe Boss actually made fun of these people.
Mm-hmm.
In the episode. So you would have made a correction saying never apologize for this. All right. Sorry about that. I guess you do make a correction. It's okay. Sometimes we do make a mistake in the error. There goes Zebra. F you. This movie normalized pedophilia, and there was no hiding it. So go F yourself. I'll be sure to, if I ever find your comment, I'll be sure that if I ever give it a dislike or a like, then I'll take it. Then I'll take it off. If you gave it a if I gave it a dislike, Astrobot Rule 64. So don't worry about that. If you made that mistake, we don't.
Hey, Cleveland Jr.
All right, I called him Cleveland. When are you going to delete this video and admit that defending this trash? Hello, Jorge. I assume you woke up one day and chose to be canceled.
Let's see what he has to say.
No, I woke up and chose to do what my channel says, critique movies. Hence, Black Critic Guy. Nah, bro, you're a pedo. Plain and simple. I bet you're the distant cousin of EDP445 or Jared Fogle. I also bet he's the son of Bill Cosby.
Oof.
Don't you? This is the Black Critic Guy. Don't you ever get tired of having to deal with this nonsense? Exactly, Jorge. Just like you'll have the right to remain silent when you're getting arrested. I mean, if I broke any law, didn't know freedom of speech was illegal all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
I never said it was. I'm just saying liking this film should put you on the FBI watch list. It's funny how it's so easy to mock me or ridicule me for my opinion, and yet you can't argue your points to save your life. But hey, you keep making those EDP jokes, I guess. Path of least resistance.
This guy is just losing, taking a lot of L's.
And so is one of his bootlickers.
Mm-hmm.
I seriously feel like you should consider getting rid of this video. I'm starting to get suspicious vibes from you. You're really chill with freaks calling you a pedo in your comment section. That's because he is a pedo for liking this grotesque schlock, and that people like Bill Cosby and EDP would enjoy. I wasn't even talking to you, you pathetic maggot. The pathetic maggot ratioed you. All right, this is basically a 20-minute tutorial on how to completely and permanently destroy your entire career and reputation in one single video. I failed to see that, considering that you just commented on this video and I'm still here. YouTube was never a career, it was a hobby. A hobby I still come back time and time again. If you're talking about my drop in subs and viewership, that's been happening since 2019 when I was focused on teaching. My reputation has always been to be honest when it comes to my opinions of things that still remains. So this comment is highly inaccurate, but thanks for stopping by. The incompetence, arrogance, and stupidity of this guy needs to be studied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not the best idea to compare this movie to Sound of Freedom, noting what happened to that movie. Just saying.
Right.
The comments are more fun than the video itself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, there's you here. L review.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at these comments. Look at it.
Yeah. They're more entertaining than the actual video itself. So yeah.
Yeah, we read all, and of course, there are other defenders. People like Tessa Thompson defended this movie. Want to hear? Look at what she said.
Oh right, I remember she said something. What did she say again?
Let me look it up. All right, getting it up right now. Here's what she said on Twitter.
A beautiful film. It gutted me at the. Okay, something. It introduces a fresh voice to the. She's French. The film comments on the
Yes, sir.
hyper.
All right. Are
At
you
the
able to
Sundance-
see it?
Yeah, it gutted me at the Sundance Fest. It introduces a fresh voice at the helm. She's a French Senegalese black woman mining her experiences. The film comments on the hypersexualization of pre-adolescent girls and disappointed to see the current discourse. Tessa, the discourse was because it was hypersexualizing the girls, as you just said.
And she's a part of the MCU.
And was in the new the Creed movies.
She's defending this by saying it's directed by a black woman?
Let's see. Let me find films. Let me look it up. Films directed by black women. Okay. There are these various films that I don't hear, like Clemency. Okay, there's Clemency. I don't hear, it came out in 2019. I don't hear anybody defending it. Dawn of the Delta. Okay, to be fair, it had some mixed reception. It came out in the late 90s. I'm looking. Like, I don't see her defending this film. I don't see her defending Clemency, which came out a year prior, and it has some positive reception. Let's see its Letterboxd score. Like, I never heard about that film, and yeah, that's your reason for defending it. Any more bad takes?
Trying to look them up because so far I've been able to find as many as I could. But we're at the 1 hour and 30-minute mark. So I think we could close a bit of our thoughts on how we feel about this disaster now. because the film itself, and after it was removed from Netflix, thank God it was removed. That's no longer accessible on that garbage site anymore.
Yeah. Granted, it should have been removed from the day it premiered.
It should have never. It should have been a problem child that Netflix should have never adopted.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Like,
fuck this movie. Fuck Maimona de Grey, as well as the writers of this movie. Screw Netflix and screw the people who defended it.
mm-hmm.
It will forever remain as one of the biggest movie atrocities of the 2020s.
Mm-hmm.
So without that out of the way, I think we can close off this video that 5 years later and nobody has missed it.
Yeah. I don't see anybody complaining about it being removed.
This is probably a big. So yeah, and here's to hoping that this never happens again.
Yep. Let's hope it never happens again.
With all that being said, thank y'all for watching, and adios.
Take care, everyone. And